lot of karmic load from his past life gets released from his system, even without his effort. A simple chant of a Jagrat Om Zreem mantra would make the person release his past life karmas, or would open the person to his own inner infinite potential. So, in this, what I request you is, now you have come for healing, and we appreciate your coming here for receiving this healing. What we can tell you is, this healing which has started today would be a subtle, slow, continuous healing for the next 15 days in your life, and you would certainly see a radical change within your own inner mindset, with your own mindset, not technically, because we do not, we always believe that with your feelings you get your thoughts, and with your thoughts you get your actions, and with your actions you have your situations. So first the transformation should happen in the feelings, but not in the karma or in the actions or in the thoughts or in, so there should be the transformation in the feelings. So can we have the cell phone switched off, please? So this transformation of the feelings is what we were talking about. So that should happen. So in this 15 days we would be working on that, and you would certainly feel the transformation in your own system naturally. But to aid that process, to help that process happen, if at all you can chant this mantra Om Zreem whenever possible. Even if you don't, the transformation in your life would definitely set in. If you do it, maybe you can add a few more, or a little more ease to your transformation. So that is what the message that we have come here to give you. And to introduce ourselves, I actually introduced you in the beginning that Siddha Sanmarga is a Tamil Siddha tradition oriented sadhana, but we are not even stuck to this Tamil Siddha tradition, because that is what I told you. The true spirituality is all about unlearning, true spirituality is all about growing out of this discrimination, growing out of this labeling system. Tamil Siddha tradition is a label, right? Siddha is a label, Guru is a label, Shishya is a label. A lot of people I see here are interested in spirituality. So for them, I also say, here some people come here, I've seen people when they've closed their eyes, they were talking about moksha, they were talking about becoming a siddha, they were talking about getting self-realization and all. So big deals. That's really good. I appreciate it. But for them, I always say, if you are a sadhak, you can never actually be self-realized. Seriously. Because you can never be what you want by being what you are. Yes or no? By being what you are, you can never be what you want. By being stuck to a feeling of sadhak, I am a sadhak feeling, you can never actually feel that Satchidananda within you, because even when Satchidananda comes to you, you are stuck to the feeling, I am a sadhak, I am a humble disciple. Yes or no? So, the process I am trying to mention is, because I have heard some people talking about moksha, I mean to say, in my language moksha, in their language whatever, I heard so many things about self-realization and all. And in general terms also, whatever we want, the basic thing that stops us is our own tagging, labeling to it. So we label ourselves as Tamil Siddha tradition, then we are not actually spiritual, because spirituality is growing out of labels. Yes or no? That's what we mean in the beginning. So that's what the truth is. It's not what I mean, it's what the truth is. Growing out of our labels. I as a husband I as a wife, I as a father, we talk like this, right? So growing out of that is what spirituality is all about. So we actually don't even belong or follow those Tamil Siddha traditions. My Guru Parampara comes out of that. So we are not even stuck to this, entire Tamil Siddha traditions. But we say this freedom can be achieved only out of freedom, not out of bondage, not out of rigorous conditioning of your mind. To break the conditioning of the mind, we can't be having conditioning of the mind. This is good condition, bad condition. Good condition, bad condition are all conditions which can never be equal to no conditions. Yes or no? So that is what we want to inculcate in the people, a free, happy, honest life, where they actually think honestly from deep within their heart. So that is what, and this Siddha Sanmarga is committed. We teach actually meditations to people, where we conduct 2 days program, we conduct 4 days programs, and in these meditations we talk about this 4th dimensional healing light. A lot of misconceptions are there with the people that in 2012 something 4th dimension, something is going to happen, something like that. Actually it's a very big myth, nothing like that. From 1875, one big corporate company buys out another corporate company. You might have seen mergers and amalgamations. The new company would not come and say, old company get out, old management you get out, I am coming in to manage. There would be a slow process of, one board member, second board member, third board member, slow takeover of the company would happen. Yes? In the same way, this world, one of the biggest company known to man, which belongs to God, and there are different levels of management called the 3rd dimension, 4th dimension. This 3rd dimension and 4th dimension do not exist as a object or as a status. They exist as in our own mind. The consciousness of the people and the consciousness of the earth, as it evolves, we decide that these limitations that we set for ourselves gets broken down layer by layer, and we evolve into a next dimension. And this process of this dimension is a very long subject that we can talk, but the point I am trying to mention is 4th dimension is not something that will come and land on the earth, or 4th dimension is not something that earth will have a jerk, like when you land from the flight, you will feel a jerk, you will feel some landing. So it's nothing like that. It's a slow process, it's a process. From 1875, first time when Halley comet passed through this divine planet called Earth, was the actual process of 4th dimensional shift into this, the awakening of this Earth's consciousness and the human consciousness together happened in exactly 1875, at the very moment, at the very time period that Halley comet moved or passed by this divine planet called Earth. From that point in time, there is a slow process of transformation happening within the human system, and slow process of transformation happening in the planetary or Earth system. The Earth axis, the Saturn axis, all axes are changing. And this process continues. 2012 is just a fulcrum of 2012. A lot of people also say, after 2012, suddenly I will become a good man. You can never actually suddenly become a good man. The world can never overnight. Today you go to sleep, tomorrow morning you wake up and all roads are made up of gold, studded with diamonds. Your home suddenly converted into a huge palace. It doesn't happen. It happens in fairy tales. In real life it doesn't happen. So there is no way anything happens, or some lot of destruction would happen. Lot of destruction might have happened, if there had not been an intervention of so many Siddhas. But from 1875, a slow and steady process of transformation has been happening excessively, and day by day, in every way it is growing. So many Siddhas, so many Siddhas are coming up and doing their own job in their own way to improve this, to elevate this, or evolve this consciousness. So this fourth dimensional shift keeps happening, and by 2124, it's so long time that actual fourth dimensional take-up would happen. So in 2013, we would still be in third dimension only. There would be a start of destructive changes, constructive changes. But I always say, happiness is in small things. Success is in some big things. But nothing around you changes. Meditation is in nothing. But everything around you changes. So, some things when you achieve, it's called happiness. So, this point, this nothingness can never be actually achieved in just a minute, overnight. It's a slow process, and this process would take up, and in 2124, the Siddhas forecast, and it's a thing that they say that the fourth dimension, Earth would be completely in fourth dimension. 2012 is just a starting point of a serious shift. So it's a fulcrum. I think you know what is the meaning of fulcrum. It's a central joint. Okay? So these fourth dimensions, after this 2012, the influx of this fourth dimension does not descend from somewhere else. There is an evolution, and as the human consciousness and the earth consciousness evolve, from within us the divinity comes out, and from within the consciousness of this own earth, this very own earth that we actually feel mother, from its own self comes out the divine fourth dimensional existence. So it's a gradual unfoldment. A fourth dimensional human being and the third dimensional human being has a big difference. The fourth dimensional human being has come out of his limitation of time and space by evolving his consciousness, and in third dimension this evolution is restricted, and he has something called consciousness. In ancient Vedic system they call it as Kundalini. This Kundalini is 3.5 circles coiled up serpent within the human system. And in the fourth dimension, as man marches towards that eternity, this 3.5 circles become complete 4 circles, and he becomes a fourth dimensional human being. So, from 3.5 circles to 4.5, when man existed very long. You see, in animals there are half circle Kundalini animals, there are 1 circle Kundalini animals, 1.5 circle, so many stages. 1.25 Kundalini also is there, and the circles 1.25 rounds. So this total entire spiritual path itself is a spiralic path.